Blessings and peace on this Monday, May 11th. Our topic for the week is struggle. It is suffering. So a few weeks ago, you heard me say that in our family, at least when we've passed those points where we are suffering and struggling, we use the phrase, suffer, it builds character. And we would never, ever say that to one another if we really were in a time of trial. But what we do know is these times of trial, these times of suffering when we are struggling, those are the times when God comes into our life, when we are more willing to let God into our life, and when we're more willing to engage in relationship with others, really. Because in our vulnerability, in our need, we come to that place where we reach out. And God is always reaching in, reaching to us. The verse from Scripture I want to share with you today comes from Psalm 90, verse 10. Our days may come to 70 years or 80 if our strength endures. Yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we fly away. How fascinating that the psalmist writes, the best of them are but trouble and sorrow. What a great and fascinating turn of phrase to begin to work with. Why would the best of them be trouble and sorrow? Yet they quickly pass. When we have those times of struggle and sorrow, we can reflect that maybe in some way they were the best because we had that opportunity to be closest to God and closest to those who were drawing us more deeply into relationship with God and with ourselves. So what we have found is that in our times of struggle, when we are suffering, we reach that place where we are reaching out, and God who reaches in comes to us in those experiences and transforms us, helps us change into and in ways where we can grow in the best ways. Now, what I have noticed in this time, in the midst of the coronavirus and COVID-19, is that as we are struggling, as we are suffering, I talk with folks who are saying, people have it so much worse than me. So I really shouldn't really be complaining, and I shouldn't be reaching out to talk to others, or I shouldn't be fill in the blank. Struggle and suffer, these things are not competitions. We're not in competition with each other for greatness, for glory, and we're not in competition for suffering and for struggling. We're only in community with each other. If we're not to covet from our neighbor, we certainly are not coveting our neighbor's sufferings or challenges. We're simply in relationship with our neighbors. Whatever challenges you have, whatever suffering you're enduring, whatever you have happening in your life in this moment, it is yours and your opportunity to invite God in. This is a time of challenge for all of us. And don't compare what's happening in your life to someone else's. Scripture nowhere says you are to compare your suffering to anyone else's. You are just to invite God to the table in your life, and God will enter that table, that conversation, and let us share this time one with the other. Let us share whatever is happening. Your life, your challenges are yours. They are real. And this is a real time for you to invite God in, that we might be in relationship with one another and in relationship with God, not in competition with one another for who has it worse. We have this time together to find a deeper relationship and a deeper path, a journey with God who will enter in and help transform our lives. Let us be united with one another in this time as we struggle together. Amen.